Yo, yo, yo. What's good, family? It's your boy, DJ Universe, back at it with another legendary episode of the Dream Hustle Podcast. And today, oh man, I'm hyped because we're diving deep into the blueprint of conscious rap. We're paying homage to one of the most impactful, iconic groups ever to bless the culture. Boogie Down Productions. The crew that didn't just make music, they turned it into a movement, and at the center of it, the philosopher, the storyteller, the teacher from the streets, my favorite MC of all time, the one and only KRS-One. Like, straight up to me, this man is hip-hop personified. If you know, you already know. But don't worry if you don't. Well, today is that day. You're about to get schooled. For real. This episode is all about understanding who they were and why their impact is still felt decades later. So sit back, turn it up, and take this journey with me, okay? We're headed to where it all started, South Bronx. Back to the roots, back to the heart of this thing we call hip-hop. BDP wasn't just making tracks. They were flipping the whole industry upside down, leading with knowledge and power. Let's get it. All right, so let's set the scene. It's the mid-'80s. And the Bronx is gritty, raw, and just full of, untamed energy. Hip-hop is bubbling, graffiti on the walls, breakdancers on the cardboard, and DJs spinning records that make you move. And then comes Boogie Down Productions. Yo, they didn't just show up. They kicked the door down. They made it clear. South Bronx was the birthplace, the Mecca, the whole foundation, man. And BDP was that pounding heartbeat. Their first album, Criminal Minded, dropped in '87, and oh man, it was a game changer. You listen to that record and it's not just beats and rhymes, it's stories from the block, delivered with grit and, just pure authenticity. It's this wild mix of street poetry and Jamaican dance hall vibes, and nobody was ready for that boom bap aggression. It was raw, unfiltered, a straight-up masterpiece. And at the center of it all, two visionaries, KRS-One and DJ Scott LaRock. Let's start with Chris, though. KRS-One. Man, this dude is different. He's not just a rapper, he's a philosopher, a street preacher. He was out here homeless, right, living in shelters, diving into philosophy books. Like, who does that? But that's what shaped him. He took that knowledge, that raw hunger, and turned it into art that hit you in the soul. When he grabbed the mic, it wasn't just bars. It was lessons. He'd educate you, challenge you, make you think, all while you're nodding your head to the beat. And then there was DJ Scott LaRock. This dude was the definition of vision. A social worker by day. But off the clock, he saw potential in Chris that most people couldn't see. Like, this wasn't just, here's a kid who can spit. Nah. Scott believed in KRS-One like the world needed him, you feel me? And he made sure Chris stayed focused, stayed on mission. Dude wasn't just scratching records, he was shaping a movement. Together, they created something unstoppable. All right, so let me take y'all to August 27, 1987. And I'm not even gonna lie, this one's tough. Just as Criminal Minded was blowing up, making waves, the unthinkable happened. Scott LaRock, man, the heartbeat of BDP, he was shot and killed. And here's the wild part. It wasn't some industry drama or beef over music. He was out there trying to break up a fight, trying to stop the violence. And then, boom, his life was gone, just like that. How do you even process that, right? KRS-One, he could have folded, been like, I'm done. And honestly, nobody would have blamed him for walking away. But this man flipped that pain into purpose. He made it into fuel, like the rawest kind you could imagine. And a year later, out came By All Means Necessary in '88, which felt like a straight-up battle cry. If you've seen the album cover, you know what I'm talking about. It's Chris standing there like Malcolm X, peeking through the blinds with that rifle. And let me tell you, that image, it's not just a photo, it's a full-blown statement. It's him saying, I'm here to protect the culture. I'm here to stand up, fight for the truth. And the music? Oh man, it backed that statement every step of the way. Songs like My Philosophy. Yo, it's not just a track, it's a manifesto. Chris was dropping bars that hit your brain and your heart at the same time. And then you got Stop the Violence. Talk about timing, right? It's like he was telling the streets, yo, we gotta do better. He wasn't just rapping, he was teaching. And honestly, he became this whole other figure. People didn't just call him an MC anymore, they called him the teacher. Because that's what he was, still is. A guide, a voice for change, someone who turned tragedy into a revolution of sound. All right, let's talk about the teacher. And nah, I'm not just throwing that name around. KRS-One earned that title straight up. This dude wasn't just spitting rhymes, he was delivering lessons. History, politics, social issues. He broke it all down, mic in hand, standing in front of an audience like a street scholar. Before conscious rap was even a thing, Chris was out there, opening minds. Like, he had this philosophy, this vibe. He wasn't just making music, he was building knowledge in real time. And here's what sets him apart. He had the courage to go where most couldn't even dream of going. I mean, yo, 1990 Edutainment drops, and man, the messages on that album still slap today, like illegal business. This was KRS talking about apartheid, government corruption, stuff nobody else wanted to talk about, let alone rhyme about. And then there's Love's Gonna Getcha. You know that track had everybody shook. It broke down materialism in a way that hit you right in the chest. He wasn't just speaking to fans, he was challenging them, making them question life, question choices, question society. Who was doing that in 1990? Nobody. Now, let me hit you with this. KRS-One's voice, it's different. It's one of those voices that cuts through everything. Powerful, raw, commanding. You hear it and you don't just listen, you feel it. Whether it's a battle joint like The Bridge Is Over, man, y'all remember how he crushed it? Or it's a revolutionary anthem like Black Cop. Chris delivers like no one else. It's like he's up there preaching truth, whether you're ready or not. Every word, it lands. Every bar, it sticks. He's like that preacher who's not afraid to shake the room. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's keep it 100. Boogie Down Productions didn't just shake up hip-hop. Nah, they redefined the entire game. If you're feeling Nas or Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole, heck, any rapper who's ever put knowledge in their bars, you're vibing with BDP's legacy, whether you realize it or not. They laid down that blueprint, man. The art of street knowledge, flipping hip-hop into this tool for education, for empowerment. It all starts here. KRS-One's lyrical style, his whole philosophy. It's written in the DNA of every artist who's ever tried to keep it real while making you think. Think about it. This dude refused to play by the industry's rules. He wasn't out here pandering, trying to fit into some box. Nah, he proved you could educate, elevate, and still be the illest on the mic. That's raw power. That's legacy. That's hip-hop at its purest form. All right, y'all, let me just say it. Everyone's got their favorite MC, right? Some people swear by Jay-Z, others ride with Nas, and of course there's Pac and Biggie. And look, I get it. I respect all of them. But me, when it comes to the greatest, the top dog, the GOAT, it's KRS-One. No contest, no debate. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because KRS-One, he's not just a rapper. He's like a whole movement. He's the real reason I even started dreaming about using my voice for something bigger. And it's not just the music. Nah, it's so much bigger than that. This man taught the whole culture that knowledge is the most powerful weapon we've got. You listen to a KRS track and it's yeah, the beats are fire, sure. But then he hits you with these bars that just blow your mind. He was out here making us think, making us look at ourselves, at our communities, and realize we could be more, do more. Like, how many artists can say they did that? Not many, man. Not many at all. And here's the thing. I don't think you can even separate KRS from Boogie Down Productions. You feel me? Like, BDP wasn't just a rap group. Nah, they were like a whole blueprint for what hip-hop was meant to be. Conscious, powerful, fearless, repping the South Bronx, but speaking to the whole world, you know? For me, listening to their music wasn't just about nodding my head. It was about waking up, about understanding we all got like a responsibility to move the culture forward. And that's what Chris did. He moved the culture forward, no question. Man, it's crazy to think about it now. Like, before KRS, hip-hop was already powerful, already raw, but he came through and was like, yo, this isn't just beats and rhymes. This is education. This is about building, about teaching, about growing. And that's what made me realize I had a voice too. Like, I didn't have to just follow trends or, stick to what everyone else was doing. KRS-One taught me that I could create with purpose, with passion, with a mission. That's why he's my GOAT. That's why Boogie Down Productions will forever, have a special place in my heart. All right, fam, I hope you feel that passion, because this one came straight from the heart. Boogie Down Productions wasn't just a group. They were prophets, educators, and revolutionaries. They spoke truth to power, and they did it with style, with swag, and with knowledge. That's what hip-hop is all about. So the next time you hear someone claiming to be the best, ask them if they know about my philosophy. Ask them if they've heard The Bridge Is Over. If they don't know about BDP, they don't know the roots of this culture. Straight facts. And listen, this culture, it's not just about beats and bars. It's about values. It's about truth. It's about community. That's why what BDP stood for. It still matters today. Their message, their music, it's timeless. Thank you for vibing with me on the Dream Hustle podcast. Keep learning, keep teaching, and keep the culture alive. This is DJ Universe signing off. Until next time, peace, love, and hip-hop forever. One.